OPSEC on the internet. Let's talk about it. If you like what you see on this channel, please click the subscribe button and the bell notification so you'll be notified every time we upload here at The Real World Prepper. Now, here we go.
Hey guys, disasters often bring out the best in people. Unfortunately, they also bring out the worst. That goes without saying. You guys already know this. So, the intro, I said OPSEC. What am I talking about? Operational security. First of all, I'm not a military guy at all. Let me clip this on. You probably heard me anyway, but I'm not a military guy. I don't have any military background, no training, no law enforcement, anything like that. I'm not a tactical dude, anything like that. Now, my brain thinks on a wavelength that I believe has some tactical application to it. I am a constant watcher. I survey entrances, exits, people, places, things. I consider all these things. This is just part of what has happened naturally since, if you've watched any of these videos of mine, you know that, in around November of 2011, I was given a gift, and it was the gift of being prepared and preparedness. And in some ways it's a gift, and in other ways it's, it might be a burden, I suppose. But I only say that because of the dogma that goes along with it, and you just have to stay so on top of it sometimes. And anyhow, I wouldn't trade it for the world because I want to protect my family. But what I'm talking about, OPSEC, I had a buddy, a friend, frankly somebody who's in my group, who came over earlier and was talking to me about my channel and doing this. What are you doing, man? Don't give up any information. What do you, et cetera, his concerns, natural concerns. I've addressed in some other videos why I would do this, what led me to doing this, the personal freedoms that I expect, that I sort of waver to do this channel for you guys. I do it for you guys. That's why I do it. I do it because, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, and I mean it. If one person or family does something to better their lives, to protect themselves, to prepare in the face of a potential life-changing event, then it will have been worth it. I mean that, God honest truth, okay? So he brings this point up to me, which obviously I considered before I ever did this channel. In fact, it was probably nearly a year that I considered doing this channel, putting it live, making this happen before I actually did it. And even when I finally decided to do it, those closest to me were still not entirely 100% behind me, okay? Frankly, they still are in a position of wanting to remain anonymous, which I want to remain anonymous. Let me ask you a few questions. Do you know my name? Other than the handful or less than actual people who know me that know I do this channel. Do you know my name? Do you know where I live? Do you know what area I live in? If you do, hey, comment. If you think you got a number on me, comment. I'm curious at this point. Do you know, what do you know about me? Okay, so yes, I've given up some information. Of course I have. There's my face, right? You've seen around my place a little bit. You've seen some of what I've got. I've talked about some of it. For me, the decision to do this channel and to do these videos was not an easy one by any means, but it ultimately, when the call hit me the hardest, it was easy. It was easy because I feel called to share this information to help people, okay? There's a lot of channels out there. You guys have emboldened me. So anyway, I'm so small in this, from my meager food stores and water stores and you know, protection devices and all the little brass tacks that go with them and all that kind of good stuff. You know, if the government or the big they or whoever were out looking for people, I don't think I'm the guy they're looking for, okay? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being naive about this, but I think there are certainly bigger fish to fry and bigger issues that will be at hand. Also, I think that, what am I trying to say here? I wanted to do this, guys, for you guys. I wanted to do this for y'all. It's about helping people. It's about sharing this message. I want to be surrounded by a community of people who are prepared, okay? Ideally. You've heard me say that before. So if this can reach somebody and cause them to make changes in their life in those regards, then it'll have been worth it, and it will be a benefit, hopefully, to me and certainly to their community, okay? If the big they wanted to find me and wanted to get me, they could find me and they could get me, okay? Whether or not I did this channel, all right? There are only so many ways that you can, you know, be protected, and you know, or be Jason Bourne and entirely off the grid and all that stuff. This is real world prepper, okay? This is real world application, real world, real life stuff. We go to work, we have families, we have things we have to do, obligations, but at the same time we want to be prepared should something happen. We don't want anything to happen. We're not looking for, I'm not looking for something to happen, going, oh God, I can't wait for that day that shit hits the fan. I don't want that, okay? But the fact is, it was instilled in me a few years ago to be prepared for such things, to understand that these things can happen. And quite frankly, for me personally, my own personal circumstances and life events have suggested that the likelihood is high, okay, that something will go down. And just look around in our current climate of politics and social things that are going on, and society, how it's segmented and multifaceted. Very nice way of putting it. There's so much stuff going on, you know, in the world. The world is flipped upside down. You know, right is wrong, and wrong is right, and good is bad, and bad is good, and up is down. You guys know what it is I speak of, okay? So there's a duty, in my opinion, that I feel to do this and provide any help and information I can. So anyway, this guy, you know, my buddy, good buddy, part of my group, he was very worried and concerned, and you know, I let him know. I said, look, I've thought about this stuff, and I have. For any of you guys that might want to become a YouTuber, prepper channel, whatever, you know, I encourage you to search your own self and see whether or not it's something you want to do. But I encourage you that if you're called to do it and you feel like you have something to offer, do it. Because if you help somebody, you're helping yourself and your community and the country and people, humans. And that's what it's about. Because, you know, if everybody, I'll give you an example. This friend of mine that I'm speaking of that was so concerned, you know, he's super, super private. I respect that. I get it. But, like, can you be so private at a point to where, you know, to where when the sky falls, nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows you're there. You have no support. You're a lone wolf. You're one guy. I know a lot of people would prefer to be that lone wolf strategy. Let me go back to this 28 inconvenient truths about the end of the world as we know it. And this one in particular, where is it? If you talk about preparedness, number 4, if you talk about preparedness, you'll be ridiculed. If you keep your mouth shut, you'll miss out on establishing a support system that is 100% necessary to survival. I can tell you that since I have been doing this channel, I personally have gained and gleaned a lot of information from you guys that are watching, that are commenting, you know, seriously, and I mean that.
from some of the channels that I sub to, you know, which inspire me to do this, which give me ideas and things. My buddy I speak of, Mr. Y, we'll call him. He actually, from watching one of my videos, and this is why he came over with a concern, because he got turned. I didn't even tell him about my channel, you know. He found my channel, and you know, he came over and was like, what are you doing? And then he also brought his go bag. He said, look, I just wanted to show you this, because here's what I do. And I've asked him, and hopefully in a later video he'll decide to show us his go bag, because I think it's worth seeing. He gave me some ideas about things that I had not considered, you know. Again, I don't have tactical or military training or background or anything like that. Not that you have to have that to think in these terms, but certainly it would help. I would think it would be more prevalent in your thought process if you were already that kind of person, right? So at any rate, the point is, that's why I do it. He's concerned. Operational security, I don't know that I've compromised anything, because even without doing this channel, if anybody cared about what I'm doing, you know, anybody that would come, the only people I guess I'd really be worried about is people that I know locally that say, hey, I know this guy, you know, and you know, I know where he lives, and I see this YouTube channel and he does this, okay, you know. But frankly, you're going to have strangers who have never seen you before in their life on YouTube or otherwise. They're going to be walking down the street banging on doors if they're hungry enough, trying to feed their family. So I don't think I've compromised anything by doing this. And even if I have somehow, I truly believe that trying to do my part to build this community is the right thing. But I don't think I have compromised my OPSEC. So, a little bit of a ramble, okay, on this video. I just wanted to drop this out for you. Operational security is certainly important. This really hasn't addressed a true operational security aspect to your preps and to your homestead and the whole thing, but it does address an aspect of operational security. And I just want you to know that if you know me or not, just know that my heart is that I love you guys. I love people. I want a community to grow and thrive after the fact if there is a terrible event that we have to deal with and our lives are changed. And we've got to relearn how to be, you know. And that's what this is about. It's about getting past that, should we have to. And then more so being able to, in a real world application, bring together the fabric of humanity and society and community and make that happen. So, operational security, number one, only if it doesn't trump human beings. People are going to argue with that. People are going to say, you're wrong. You know, I say, love your neighbor. Thanks for watching The Real World Prepper. Bye.